Hello friends, and welcome back. Today we are going to be preparing for in-person PE the last few days of our 2020-2021 school year. So I just want to go over the supplies and show you the activities we will be doing outside next week. So to begin, you need a water bottle. This could be a big one like I have, or it could be a plastic water bottle like you use. You need 2 tennis balls or similar size. Make sure they may bump you in the cranium, so make sure that they are soft. We don't want to use baseball, softball, something like that. If it hits you, it would hurt. A bath towel. So I've got here a bath towel. I actually borrowed this from, as you know, Puppy Larry. This is his when it's raining and we go outside. So you need a water bottle, 2 tennis balls, and then a cup. It could be a solo cup. It could be some sort of plastic cup, but a small cup. A bean bag or a pair of socks that we roll up into a ball. You guys are familiar with that. You need a hardcover book that's a little bit bigger or the same size as your hand. So you see how my hand's here? It's just a little bit bigger. That will work great. And then finally, you need a brown paper bag or a reusable bag. The important thing is that it can stand up on its own. So for next week, whether your day is Monday or Tuesday, your teacher has communicated that. There's the schedule as well. All of those items, you can just toss them in that bag and bring them out for when we start our in-person PE. So you need your items and they all come in just like that. Put them in your bag and then you are ready to go. So once you have all your items, you'll walk out with your class to the field and you'll find a cone to stand by. This will be your home base for all of your activities. So we're keeping everybody spaced out, safe. Our first event will be how many folds. So you'll take your towel and you will lay it flat on the grass. If you remember, we've done this about a month ago in PE. So I must keep my 2 feet or at least my body off of the grass on my towel. So in this event, you're gonna see how many times you can fold your towel before you fall off. Remember, you can fold it any way, but I need to fold it in half today. So that would be 1 fold as an example. And then 2, 3, so on and so forth. So you'll have a minute, or actually a little over a minute to keep folding it as you go. Remember, once I fall off or step off, I run out of room, I start over. Remember, we want to try different strategies. I don't want to start the same way each time. So another way I might start would be to fold it in half this way. Remember, keeping at least my feet off of the ground, off of the grass here as I'm folding it as we go. So this is our first one. How many folds can you get? Take a few minutes to practice this event. Next event, we'll use our towel again and a bean bag. Remember, if you don't have a bean bag, you can also use a sock ball. So I will fold it in half, and I call this hamburger style, so it makes it a square instead of a rectangle. So I have it in half, and this is hike onto your target. So I'll start with my heels close, and I take 1 big step out. My feet are parallel here, and I hike it. If it lands on, I grab it, and I did it from 1 step. So now I would take 2. So 1, 2 steps away, and I hike it onto the towel today. So I made it from 2. I grab my bean bag, and I continue to go from 3. 1, 2, 3 steps away, and I'm hiking it between my legs. If I miss it like I did just there, no big deal. I can try again for 3 steps again. And you keep repeating that, and we'll see how far you can get away from your target today. Take a few minutes to practice this event. For our next event, you'll leave your towel on the grass, and then you'll start with your book as your base. This is tower knockdown. So I start with my book as my base, so it's nice and easy, gives me a flat surface. Then I take my cup and I flip it over just like that, and then I take my water bottle and I put it on top. Remember, you could use a plastic water bottle. I'm using my big water bottle, and I take my 2 tennis balls or similar sized balls that I'm using, And I'm going to start with being 2 steps away. So I go 1, 2, and it's up to you whether you point, step, throw, point, step, toss, trying to knock your target down. Now, I must knock both of them down. So that cup's still standing up. I knock down my water bottle, point, step, throw. Oh, I missed it, so I have to stand it back up. And once I knock down both, then I would move back. But you must knock down both of them. You can't just knock down the top one. So I'm here, 1, 2 steps away, point, step, throw. Oh, I missed it, point, step, throw. Keep trying again. And it might help if you have such a big water bottle because you need a little more force. So point, step, throw, and try overhand, knock both down. And then I would set it back up and I would move 3 steps away and then 4 steps away. Keep repeating to see how far you can get away from your tower today.
Take a few minutes to practice this event.
Our next event is how high can you volley? You need your book and your ball. So you can start here and you're going to be hitting it up. And as you go, as high as you can hit it, that's great. But make sure you hit it consecutively. So it may just be that I'm here, and as I'm going, I'm hitting it higher. It may be easier to do with 2 hands or, with 1. So you're hitting as high as you can and hitting it with your book. Remember, I can do it with 2 hands or with 1 hand. I want my thumbs on top, 4 fingers underneath, hitting it up in the air.
Take a few minutes to practice this event.
Our next event is bags. So you lay your towel flat on the ground and then have your bag standing. I have the book at the bottom of my bag so my bag does not blow away. I have my 2 tennis balls and my bean bag here. I'm going to take 3 big steps away from my towel today. So 1, 2, 3. At that 3rd step, I set my water bottle down so I know where I'm throwing them. I can lay it down, set it down, whatever works. Now, I'm trying to make them onto my towel or into my bag. If I point, step, throw, and I land one on my towel, that is worth 1 point. If I point, step, throw, make it on, that's still worth 1. If I make it in the bag, that is worth 3. Point, step, throw. If it goes off like that, it's obviously worth 0. So we'll go for 1 minute. After you throw your 3, gather them back up. So I have a total of 2 points here. I run back, and that's why my water bottle is marked in my spot, and I repeat. Point, step, throw. It's up to you whether you point, step, throw overhand or point, step, throw underhand. Remember, you can aim for the towel, that's a little bit easier, or making it in the bag is worth more, but is a little more challenging.
Take a few minutes to practice this event.
Our next event is towel lunge. So you need your ball and your towel. So it's going to be up to you how you'd like to fold. I'm going to go with just the traditional what I call hot dog fold to make it long, okay? I'm going to slingshot it as high as I can into the air and try to catch it on the way down. So I fold it in half lengthwise, and I start with my hands together, and I launch it high, and I'm trying to catch it as it comes back down. So I'm gonna grab my other ball, try it again. So you wanna launch it and catch it. So I'm here, I launch it, maybe, here, and then try to catch it with my towel. And you may say, hey, I wanna try it with a little smaller first. I'll do that here. So that was really hard when I had that big, so I'm gonna try it where I folded it one more time in half. I'm here, I launch it and catch it.
Take a few minutes to practice this event.
So our next event will be book balance. So I'm going to start by just placing my book on top of my head. I'm going to walk around. I've got my towel laid flat. And I'm trying to balance that on my head. So I may try it on my forehead. I may try it on the crown of my head. But I'm walking and balancing my book. The goal is to see how many laps you can make it around your towel. So as I'm going, I'm balancing. Obviously, I can't have my hands on top of it. That's cheating. And this is a school, not a zoo, so there's no cheetahs. I'm walking around. So we'll start really simple. as I just walk around and see how many times I can make it around. Then our next part of this same event will be you'll start, and we've done sit-ups all year. So with your sit-ups, you'll have it where you place it on your forehead and you're trying to sit up and keep it there. So I start on my back. Remember, I choose my hands by my side, on my belly, or shoulders, or head, and I want to sit up, and try to keep the book balanced. Now you can change your strategy. Maybe you want to balance it here, so it's on your nose, and then you see how many sit-ups you can do without your book falling off. So we did walk, we did sit up, and our last one is cat cow. So my two favorite yoga poses are the cat pose and the yoga pose. So we're gonna balance our book on our back. So remember, with our cat, we are here, our back is arched, with our cow, our back is here, has that. Then I do a cat and I bring my back up here, and then cow, moo, cat where I'm up, and then cow. So you'll do 3 cat cows, balancing your book, and then you want to try to stand all the way up. All right. So we had walking, we had sit-ups, and then we had cat cow.
Take a few minutes to practice this event.
Our next event will be cartwheels. Now there's 2 different ways you can do this. If you're an amateur cartwheeler, like you know I am, you'll just have your towel so your hands don't get too wet or slip, and you're just gonna do a cartwheel. Remember, I wanna lean to the side, and I put my hands down. So I'll start here, I lean out, my hands go down, my feet go up. So we can go back, and then you can try to go the other way. As you can see, you may be better at one way or the other. Now, if you're a gymnast or you're somebody that's done gymnastics, you can try to put your hands in your bag. So I'm here, put my hand down, and then I would go across. So I'm gonna try this, and feel free to laugh. I don't know how this is gonna go. So I lean out to the side, hands down, and hands out, going back and forth. So those are the 2 options on cartwheels. So the way we'll do this one is we'll see how many cartwheels you can do in about 1 minute. So it's up to you whether you use your bag or if you just use your towel.
Take a few minutes to practice this event.
Now our next event is catch in a cup. So to start, you'll just toss it and catch your tennis ball. So you're using your cup and your tennis ball. So toss it, catch it. The higher, as you remember, the higher I toss it, the harder it is to catch on the way down. And if this is still too easy for you, you can do a toss and spin. So I'm gonna recommend, if you are doing the spin, I like to do it on a towel, so then it kind of keeps me in one spot. So I toss it, I spin, and I catch it. All right, so there's a bunch of different varieties you can do, and if you don't like doing it on the towel, that's fine. You can toss, spin, and catch. Remember, the basic version is just toss it out, catch it. And if you want to add the spin, or maybe you want to toss, run around in the towel, and try to catch it, it's up to you to get creative with this one. And that's it. That will be the completion of our in-person PE for the year. If you do not have any of the items, say you don't have tennis balls, or you don't have a beanbag and you can't find a sock ball, no problem. We will have extras that day, but I would really, really appreciate if you could do your best to come prepared with those items, because we don't have enough for every single kid if no one has any of the items. But you guys have been great all year, coming prepared for class and gathering up those items. So I know we will be good to go, and I can't wait to see you next week.